Welcome back. My name is Jonas Bremé. I'm the co-founder of Ivan Technology and CTO of Ivan Open Source Cloud. Today we are continuing with our building with open source with Claude and Open Source Cloud. And today we are going to continue something that we built a few sessions ago. We built this application where you can join live or have your audience join your broadcast live. We called it Join Live, basically. If you remember, for those who didn't watch, just gonna to repeat a little bit. So we built an application where we can where a participant can choose to join your broadcast by just using the browser, either from your computer or from your mobile phone, basically. So start the camera, join live, wait for a producer to select you, and then you see an indicator going live. These things. So basically, you can start the camera like this and join live here. And then for the editor, we have another view where you can see the active participant. We have a video output window here that you can use and embed in your production. And if I would take this, I click on it, and then for the participant it will be counting down. Now I'm on air, then it will be on air there, and I will see I'm live here, and then I can click on it to remove it. And yeah, basically that's how that worked, and it's using WebRTC and all, I would say, browser technology, I would say. And this output feed you screen capture into your production. If you're using OBS, for example, you can just screen capture it to have it there. So that was very easy. We added some message feed. You can embed QR codes and these things. So what we're going to do today is basically extend this. So if you remember now, I could choose one participant, and that was shown here. But let's say I want to have two participants talking to each other. It could be a reporter interviewing someone else. That's online. And the reporter could be online, or it could be in the studio as well. But the simple idea I am having in mind here is that if there would be two participants here, you could like shift select two, and then when you press take, both two are presented side by side. This one's so will be presented side by side, and that's the first step, to be able to do that. And the second step is, of course, to be able to for one of the participants to see the other participant, so they can actually talk to each other. And that's the idea. I'm just gonna fix my camera here because it's sort of messes up the size for some reason when I'm using the same camera in the browser. Okay, how can I change the size? All right, sorry about that. So let's start by opening Claude, connect to Open Source Cloud if you would need that. So now we're connected. All right, so what do I want? Yes, so when an editor Okay, let's formulate this. An editor can shift click on shift click and select two participants when how should I formulate this? And then you can shift click and select two participants. When selected, the editor can choose to hit take, and then countdown is started if that is enabled. And when both are on air, present them side by side in the video output window, the OBS source. And how I'm thinking it will do, it will basically just open two web players side by side. Shouldn't be, we could guide him in that. That means basically having two WebRTC web players side by side. Right. Let's start with that. See if I can remember what it did. Stop that one. So it basically uses WebSockets to communicate between those different pages, and we're not doing. So this is how I'm thinking that we will have. Or maybe I should. Yeah. So basically, we will have two side by side, which will basically be two web players of those participants that we've chosen. And since everything is pushing into the same media bridge, it should be possible to just use them. And then we need to have some logic that one participant will see the other participant. Basically having a web player of that stream in its browser and the other way around. So the idea is, I would say, fairly simple. Let's see if we can manage to get that also implemented. And the use case for this, I would say, is, as I said, if you have a reporter online, or and you have the participant also online somewhere else, they could actually now talk to each other and perform an interview, and both are broadcasted in the production or used in the production by just screen capturing and audio capturing the window, as we do with when you're a single participant. So basically everything is based on the same fundamentals, but just this little extension adds another use case to it. Okay, it's creating side-by-side video layout throughout the window. The question is how I'm going to test this in a good way, but we'll see. Maybe I can just open 2 browser tabs to simulate this. And for those who didn't watch the last time when I built this from scratch, it's basically the media foundation is based on the Symfony Media Bridge, which is an open source SFU. And then there is a WIP gateway and a web gateway attached to that. And we're using the WIP protocol to ingest media into this bridge, this media bridge, and then we're using the web protocol to play it. And everything is based around inserting the ingesting from the browser and playing it up in a browser. So it's using basically the native WebRTC components in the browser, and we are the WIP and the web protocol is more of a standardized ways to handshake this. So we are using components, general components for this use case, and we're not building them for this particular case. And the same media bridge we are using with our intercom, open intercom application that we also have built. And if you want to check this out, the repository is called Join Live, and it's also available in open source cloud. Okay, so now it's testing stuff. Let's see what it has done now. This will be exciting. Did we manage to get it right on the first try, or will we need to guide him even further? Okay, let's see how that looks. If we open this up here, so we have it here, and then we open another browser. And we start camera, join live, we open up another one, start camera, join live. So now we have 2. Take selected side by side. I only see one though. How come? Oh. Sorry. Feedback. Okay, so now this one. And now this none. Okay, if we click that one, we have a countdown. No participants. It only selects. It only plays one. That's strange. Maybe the countdown is confusing. Okay, so now that one, and then if I press shift, and it's doing everything right except that it's not playing both. All right, let's they got different participant IDs. All right, let's give them some feedback. It worked. Everything. Seems to work. However, only one participant was shown in the side-by-side view. So there must be some issue there. See if we can figure it out. What was wrong? So for those of you who just joined, so we are extending this Join Live or Crowdcast application that we built before, with the functionality that we can now choose two participants and they will show up side by side. And then I have some ideas about that side by side view, but that's another thing. I think I want to maintain. Oh, maybe if you come your phone, it might go vertical. So yeah, maybe not. Maybe that's fine. Thinking about the layout there, but. I think it's about CSS styling. I could have checked the console log perhaps and see if there was something evident there, to be honest. I mean, I guess this shouldn't be a problem playing it too. Maybe that is the problem. Then this will not work. No, it will. I mean, no, it should work. We are doing that. We are doing this. We are doing it in the editor. There's no difference there. So now it should work because there's a web player in the editor view. So now it should work. I'm positive it should work. There must be something else. Okay, what did it do? What fixes did it do? Proper scaling. Okay, let's see what it says. Okay, start camera, join live. Start camera, join live. Shift select, take side by side. Ah, now it worked. Amazing. So this should have, I mean, now we're using the same source here, but yeah. And my network here is not super, so okay. And then the question is how I should go back. Maybe we should have a button to sort of untake all participants, or what we should call it. But that is great. Commit what we have done so far. So stop streaming. I'm again impressed how good it is. Good. Great. And a way to quickly take and a way to untake two participants, the participants in a side-by-side view. Perhaps toggle the side-by-side take button. Something like that. Add untake toggle functionality for side-by-side participants. So I'm going to repeat for those who just joined. We are building an application for bringing participants online or live in your stream. It's all browser based on WebRTC technology and open source. And what we're adding now is the possibility to have 2 participants participating in that. And we're going to add the way for them to communicate with each other as well. And that's what we're doing, and we are. I mean, this is something we built an evening ago, or not, another evening, and we are now extending it with this functionality. And the project is available on GitHub. It's called Join Live. It's on Ivy in GitHub, and also available as a service in Open Source Cloud. If you just want to if you want to run it without hosting it yourself. And it's and that includes all the WebRTC media server components that you need. It's all available there. And that's basically what I'm using now when developing this. So it's a Symfony Media Bridge and a Symfony Media Bridge WIP and the web gateways. All open source. So you can run it on your premises if you want to. Some point in your life. Okay, let's try it out. What does it have in the background? Let's kill that one. Start it manually. Try this again. And let's start camera, join live, start camera, join live, select, and take participants. Still do that, still do that, still do that. Can count down. Okay. I can perhaps count down. Here, I don't know what that error is, but that's a little bit slow, my network, and then I can go off here. Great. So then we have a way to quickly untake both. Now let's commit this to Git. All right, so the next thing we are going to do is for one of the participants here to see the other participant. Maybe replacing this and then put yourself in a smaller, I don't know. But doing this with multiple video elements, WebRTC video elements. That's the plan. So I think what we spent around 30 minutes, we extend this functionality with the side-by-side view. So it's quite rapid. Great. Now we want the two selected participants be able to communicate with each other, and that means that one participant will see the other participant by showing the web RTC web player for the other participant and vice versa. The other participant should replace the self preview, and the self preview should be in a smaller window. He gets this, I think, or she, whatever it is. Great idea. I'll implement participant-to-participant communication where selected participants can see each other's video feeds. This will create a more interactive experience for side-by-side broadcasts. A lot of things can be done with WebSockets. It's building. Right. For those who just joined, we are extending this Join Live project with support for bringing two participants into your broadcast and having them side by side in the output, and also be able to talk to each other, and that's what we are implementing now. And basically meaning that each participant sees the other participant of those two that are selected. Updating participant HTML to show other participants' feed. Yes, proceed. when I used this in my broadcast once, I used an iPad actually for their editor view. So I had that separate on a separate device. Since everything is web-based, it's very simple. And when it's deployed as a service in open source cloud, you don't have to set up any hosting infrastructure for it as well. Okay, let's try this out. There is a risk there will be some feedback loop, audio loop here. Let's see. Maybe we have to implement some kind of mute functionality. Okay. Start camera, you're in live. Start camera, you're in live. Select two, take side by side. All right. Well, since the both are the same here, it wasn't maybe that evident, but it seems to work. Now question is whether we should have an unmute button. Or sorry, rather a mute button. Or should we not? I'm thinking. Because if we start muted, that will be always like problematic, because then we start to talk and they are not unmuted. Now let's have it like this. It's just the problem here when I'm demoing here or trying this out. Better? That seems to work, right? Nicely. Commit to Git. Maybe it's time to just submit this pull request, and then maybe we could even update the version in open source cloud. Then we could also run this. Could try this out actually in this broadcast. What do you think? And then I can get my iPad and we could try that. That would be a cool demo. And then you could join, perhaps you that are watching. Right, update README with this new functionality and create a PR. while that is working, I'm just gonna go and grab my iPad. And it would be really cool if you would join me trying this out. I will, when everything is up, include it in this broadcast, and you will get a QR code. But we need to complete the pull request first. And the project is called Join Live. It's available here. As you saw, there's also a messaging system if you want to write things into your chat. That can also be done. It's using the CLI. Okay, great. Now let's look at the PR. Let's merge that. It actually indicated as well. That's great. Now let's update this in Open Source Cloud. I think there is a way we can. So I'm gonna submit it for rebuild. Rebuilding that. So that is now rebuilding. I'm just gonna wait for that to complete, and then we can create an instance here. Or maybe we can update one that we have. I think we have an instance. Yeah, and we just need to update that one when it's ready. Oh, I think it's ready now actually. Join live. Restart it. Good, good. Then we can start setting things up here perhaps. So let's start by adding that window to this here. But maybe we should have not me, only that one. I think. Remove that one. And then we make this. Why can't I move it? Something strange happening with my OBS, I think. That's strange. I just want to add that now. That I can add. Okay, that one. I can open this up on my iPad. Can actually close that one. But I just want to move that. Okay, let's remove it then. Let's see. Window. No. It's screen capture. Okay. Super annoying that I can't change the size of it. Because of some bug. Okay, that'll do. And then we can add this one here if you want to join. I'm gonna try it out from my phone. And there I am. Right, so here I am. But then I want someone else to join as well. But let's try that out from my iPad as well. So now I have this one here. We can put it somewhere there perhaps. No. Where did I go? Okay, so it's there, and then let's start this camera. Then the question is, how do I shift on an iPad? That I didn't think of. Oops. That's an interesting question. I didn't think about that. Let's put it that way. So let's use this testing instead. Okay. So we could basically take this one instead. Come on, how hard can it be to have that standing? Right. Join live. A little bling. And that was actually where. Okay, so now let's try this out. So now I have 2 participants. Take selected side by side. Let me mute that one. Is that not possible? Okay, so let's try again. Side by side. I can take them off there. Alright, so now I tested it worked. So now you can join if you want to. If you want to participate here. You have the QR code. But that's one thing. How do I select two participants with an iPad? Shift is not that easy. One can imagine. All right. Yeah, I guess no one was interested in joining. That's fine. For now, I can try this out later. But to summarize what we did today, and you actually saw it go all the way to an updated version in Open Source Cloud, was that we extended this application Join Live as part of the Crowdcast solution that we vibe coded a few weeks ago, I think, and we extended it with the functionality that not can you only bring one participant live into your broadcast, but you can also choose two participants and have them shown side by side, and each participant can see the other participant in their view, so they can interact and talk to each other. And we developed this in, I would say, 45 minutes, and we got it made available and updated as a service in Open Source Cloud, and we brought it into this production as well, all well under an hour. And that's it for tonight, and thank you very much for watching. If you like, please subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to have a notification when we go live next time. We're restreaming on LinkedIn and on YouTube. And with that, I wish you all a great evening. Good night.